What is up and welcome to Maps on the Map and to beautiful Luxembourg, one of the smallest countries in Europe, but one of the richest countries in the world. In today's video, I've got less than 24 hours to explore this beautiful city, so I'm going to be showing you the best things that you can do if you're visiting Luxembourg for the day.
So in this Luxembourg travel guide, I'm going to be showing you the best things to do in Luxembourg and sprinkling in some top tips along the way so you can get the most out of your time in this tiny but mighty country. There is so much to see and do in this pocket-sized powerhouse, and just to make things a little bit easier if you're planning your trip, everything in this video is laid out by distance, starting from the train station. We'll basically be doing one giant loop, helping maximise time and minimise steps, which I'm all about. Speaking of the Luxembourg train station, I actually did a day trip to Luxembourg from Brussels, Belgium, which can easily be done if you plan it right, which I did not. So quick disclaimer, if you're doing the same trip as me, the next bit is going to be very useful, so make sure you watch it. If you're just visiting Luxembourg, feel free to skip ahead to later in this guide.
It's a good morning from Brussels, and it was supposed to be an early start as we were planning on going to Luxembourg today, which is still the plan. The plan is to go to Luxembourg, but we've had a bit of a problem. The issue was, so we got to Brussels Central Station and it was really busy, it's a Saturday, and the plan is to go to Luxembourg. So I asked the ticket guy, I was like, how do we get there? And he mentioned Brussels, Luxembourg, and said, get it from the ticket machine, it's quicker than waiting at kind of the help centre. So we went to the ticket machine and we saw a stop that was called Brussels, Luxembourg. So we thought, okay, it's probably that one. And that was €5 a person. We're like, this is really cheap, but on the weekends, there's special rates. So we went along with it, we got on the train, and then basically the ticket man came on the train and was like, this ticket doesn't take you to Luxembourg, which is just great. So we had two choices. One is we get off the train, and two is that we pay €50 each, which is full price to go to Luxembourg. Obviously, Mans is all about saving the money, so we decided to get off, and we've basically now purchased a ticket from Brussels to Luxembourg, and I did it online via trainline.com, and it's actually cheaper booking it online. So to get from Brussels to Luxembourg with the online ticket is costing us about €27 per person, whereas if you book it at the ticket machine within the train station here in Brussels, it's going to cost you about €36 a person. So two top tips for you. Number one, probably cheaper booking online. Number two, do not book to the station called Brussels-Luxembourg, because that's just a stop in Brussels. So yeah, that's just great.
I don't know why it's called that.
Why would you call it that? Like, it's just so confusing. Like, it's like the worst name you could call it.
When you're trying to get to the actual Luxembourg.
So yeah, I'm making these mistakes so you don't have to. So why don't you drop a like and subscribe to the channel, because Mans has wasted an hour of his time trying to figure out how to get to Luxembourg. So we finally made it to Luxembourg, and it is a beautiful day. The sky is like crystal clear, it's baking hot. Another cool thing about Luxembourg is that all public transport is free. So any trams or buses that you see, you can just jump on for free, you don't have to pay, and it makes it so easy getting around the city. And the first bus is actually right outside the main train station in Luxembourg. So that's where you want to jump on the bus and head into the Luxembourg city centre.
Now once you're actually in Luxembourg city centre, the rest is pretty much walkable as the city is fairly compact. But the free public transport is there at your convenience should you want to use it. And honestly, every city needs to learn from this. Free public transport is an absolute game changer. Other cities, take note. First up on our tour of Luxembourg is William Square, one of the main meeting points in the city. It's right in the heart of the old town and home to the city hall, local markets, and the centrepiece of the square is the statue of William II, the Grand Duke that Luxembourg is named after.
So the next thing to do on this tour, a 2-minute walk from William Square, is the Grand Ducal Palace, which is basically the residence of the Grand Duke of Luxembourg, a beautiful palace. And at certain times, I think throughout the month, I don't know how often it is, but you can witness the changing of the guard. So that's something to look out for.
Once a month from June to September.
You heard it there first. Once a month from June to September is the changing of the guard.
Now you know you're in Europe when there's an abundance of squares, and Luxembourg is no exception.
And we've just stumbled across another square, and there's like a band here and loads of stalls, and there's maybe a charity event going on. But the atmosphere is absolutely popping here on a Saturday in Luxembourg. So the next thing on our list is the Cathedral Notre-Dame, which is basically the national cathedral of Luxembourg. And it's incredible. You have to go inside to see its beauty. You got stained glass windows, really tall, huge ceilings, and it's just a really peaceful place. And then the architecture is just like kind of a Gothic architecture. It's beautiful. It completes the vibe here in Luxembourg.
For such a small country, Luxembourg has an incredible number of churches, like you're never far from one, the most famous being the Notre-Dame Cathedral we just checked out. But you'll also spot churches tucked away in every nook and cranny, reminding you just how historic this place actually is. These aren't just religious buildings, they're landmarks, viewpoints, and a huge part of Luxembourg's identity. This here is St. Michael's Church, one of the oldest churches in the city, a mix of Romanesque, Gothic and Baroque styles. It's seriously picture perfect and full of history and charm. It's something we just stumbled across, but it's definitely worth checking out.
So Luxembourg is trilingual, so there's basically 3 main languages spoke here: French, German and Luxembourgish, which I think is like a variation of German. And loads of the people that live here aren't actually from Luxembourg, and it's quite a multicultural society of people. A lot of people coming into Luxembourg for work. It's one of the smallest countries in Europe, but one of the richest in the world, if not the richest country in the world per GDP, meaning that if you take Luxembourg's produce and I believe like income and the amount of money it makes, divide that by the small population, because there's so much money and such a small population, the GDP per capita is extremely high, which is why it's classified as one of the richest countries in the world. And you can kind of see the wealth because there's Ferraris and Porsches, you know, watch shops and things like that. So you definitely do feel the wealth here. Your boy spitting some Luxembourg truth at ya. Also, if you are planning on doing the trip from Belgium to Luxembourg, we thought maybe we'd need our passports since you're kind of going into another country, but no one's checked our passports. They just checked our train tickets and then we're happy with that. But just in case, we've got our passports on us, in case anyone does want to check.
Now, one thing that really caught me off guard about Luxembourg is just how vertical it is. The city is basically built on cliffs. And if you want that iconic postcard shot, there's no better place than the walls of Corniche, also known as the most beautiful balcony in Europe.
So after visiting St. Michael's Church, which is basically one of the oldest churches in Luxembourg, dating back to the 10th century, we've now come across the walls of Corniche, and this is like beautiful. So the walls of Corniche really show how like hilly Luxembourg is. It's absolutely stunning. Like you can see the canals running through, there's loads of buildings, and you get basically picturesque viewpoints everywhere you look. Take a look.
After taking in some insane views, it was time for a little break, and the best place to grab a bite to eat, have a drink to quench your thirst, or in my case, go shopping with Mrs. on the Map, there is no place better than the Old Quarter.
Here's Mrs. on the Map navigating, and she bought this new dress because she was too hot. So we spent like an hour in Uniqlo. So yeah, the things you do when you're married. That is not an exaggeration.
Well, I chose the dress really quickly. It didn't have a tag. It didn't have a tag, so the lady couldn't scan it. She said how printed.
Sure thing, buddy, sure thing. And then I went to try and jump on in Uniqlo, but little did they know I'd packed some shorts, and so just changed into shorts because it is bare hot today. Now we are entering the Old Quarter, and it's not really a European city if there isn't an Old Quarter. Basically shops, restaurants. So we're now in Place d'Armes, which is basically within the Old Quarter, and the Old Quarter is a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Oh.
So another one. So yeah, there's like a cool little market here, which is really nice, selling like jewelry and random confectionaries.
With it being absolutely baking on this fine day in Luxembourg, I needed something cold, sweet and refreshing, and I actually got my fix from one of the most luxurious ice cream parlours in Luxembourg, Burger King.
Okay, so I wasn't going to review Burger King in Luxembourg, but basically I was looking for some ice cream, and the one ice cream place I found wasn't greatly reviewed. Then I saw Burger King do basically a Nutella, like ice cream, like their version of a McFlurry, and it's come, and it looks like ridiculous, so like it looks review worthy. So just take a look at this. Look at that, it's ice cream and Nutella and hairy legs. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Oh my absolute days. Okay, this looks insane. Okay, we got some, looks like nuts or biscuits on there, Nutella and ice cream.
Surely.
Yeah, I assume so.
Nice. That's a lot of Nutella. It's very generous.
So nice. Why can't they have this in England? I would have it all the time. This is delicious. It's as good as it gets, man. It's soft serve ice cream, Nutella, and it's not nuts. It's like crunchy biscuit pieces. Burger King Luxembourg, you are absolutely smashing it. You guys, if you want ice cream in Luxembourg, forget the other places, just head to Burger King.
One of the coolest things about Luxembourg is how it's basically built on two levels. The upper town, or Ville Haute, is where the old town sits, and it basically covers everything we've seen so far in this video. For the rest of the video, we're going to be heading to the lower town, down in the valley, known as the Grund. To get between the two, you can either take some stairs, or the Passerelle lift, a glass elevator with epic views as it descends between the two levels. But be warned, for those of you that aren't great with heights, maybe don't look down, because the floor is also made of glass.
So we've taken the Passerelle lift of Grund, and now we're in basically the district of Grund, which is like an old town in kind of the lower part of Luxembourg. Most of the hustle and bustle's on at the top. But it's quite cute. There's like little cafes and bridges and cobbled streets. So once we reach the bottom of the lift, we're going to something called Wenzel Circular Walk, which is a bit of a walk you can do, and I think it's quite a scenic walk. It's about a 20-minute walk. I've said a walk a lot of times in a sentence. There's about a 20-minute walk from the bottom of the lift, and from there you can then go see the main viaduct here in Luxembourg, which is about 8 minutes from the Wenzel Circular Walk.
So the path to Wenzel Circular Walk was low-key kind of treacherous, so just be prepared to have Google Maps loaded so you know where to go. But eventually we made it to what looked like the start of a man like Wenzel's walk.
Maybe we can just see like a bit of Wenzel action. Okay, so we think
Yeah, it's like a whole route that you follow.
Wenzel's path, Wenzel's walk is down here, and it loops around like all over the place in that vicinity. I think Luxembourg is achievable in a day.
Yeah.
I'd say you probably need between what, 6 hours, 7 hours to do it all and have like lunch and eat. There's not like loads and loads of things to do here, but then you can spend, you know, a bit longer and go visit some of the castles which are a bit further away.
Wenzel's walk was actually quite scenic and made for some great photo opportunities. Well, not all of them.
We reached Wenzel's photo point, but it is caged off. Or maybe it's this little hole here. I'm just going to poke the camera through and tell me what you can see. What a lovely photo. Oh! Okay, so Wenzel's photo point. Maybe give that one a miss or double check that
I don't know why
it
Google calls
exists.
it that.
Google lied to us.
Next, let's talk about something you can't miss in Luxembourg, the viaducts. These massive stone bridges connect different parts of the city, and you'll spot them from almost anywhere.
Welcome to Viaduct Hunters with Mamps on the Map and Mrs. on the Map. We are your hosts looking for Luxembourg's most famous viaduct that my wife has been wanting to see for many a day. Oh, jokes aside, the Wenzel walk is actually really scenic and beautiful. It's definitely worth doing if you're up for burning some calories and getting some steps in. Oh. And we finally made it to the Passerelle Viaduct. After all that walking, it is here, and it's actually beautiful, and it kind of looks like Hogwarts is in the back through the gap.
From here, you're going to want to take the stairs back up to the upper town, and for us, this is where the penny dropped and the layout of Luxembourg finally clicked.
Okay, so we just figured out that it's a big circle. So the viaduct is basically where we first entered like Luxembourg City via bus. But the way we did it is that we did a big circle so we get to see all of it. But it's quite nice because it's taken us back to where we kind of started, meaning now we can get the bus back to the train station or go grab something to eat, get a drink, and not be stressing about getting back to our initial starting point. And that concludes today's video. If you enjoyed the video, then feel free to leave a like. If you've got any questions about visiting Luxembourg, then leave a comment down below or feel free to DM me on Instagram. And as always, don't forget to subscribe for more. It's been a pleasure, Luxembourg. You've been incredible. Till next time, peace.
Yeah.